What's going on, guys? I'm Mike Butler here with another Raw review on the Mike Butler podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. I did, for sure. We are 6 nights away from Fastlane. We have Goldberg versus Kevin Owens as your main event for the WWE Universal Championship. A couple programming alerts. I'm recording this on Tuesday night, right before SmackDown. I didn't watch Raw at on Monday night. I had work early in the morning, so I watched it after work, digested it, realized it was a sucky show. Now I'm here doing this, and then after SmackDown tonight, I'll do the SmackDown review and have it to you by the end of the night, hopefully. There's no reason for me not to. Also, we are most likely doing a UFC post show of UFC 209. When I'm not sure. The plan is for me to go out to watch the UFC 209 main card. I'll be working during the prelims and the undercard. Hopefully, getting you a podcast Sunday morning, maybe, or Sunday morning. And then if that goes well, I don't know if I'll be doing it with somebody or just by myself. We'll find out. It's just going to be the main card. And then Sunday night is Fastlane, and we'll have a podcast for you on that night as well. But let's get into Raw. It was a long show, and I don't want to take up too much time. SmackDown starts in about 20 minutes, and I'm trying to cut it down to 20 minutes. Goldberg opens the show from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Cuts this promo about, he's in a good mood and because he knows he's going to win the title. And this was a bad promo for him. All those years off, I'm assuming, explains that. I don't know how much mic work he's had other than the times he's been in front of the camera, which each time has been just, not entertaining and really bad. Kevin Owens comes out, saves it, and then, Kevin Owens is one of the best heels in WWE right now from the whole Chris Jericho thing, and now just him just trashing Goldberg, not only on the show, but if you follow either of those two on Twitter, you will see what I mean. Kevin Owens just owns Goldberg on Twitter, and it's almost like, why is Goldberg isn't even in Kevin Owens' league? And physically, that's the truth, and that's saying something. Kevin Owens' his promo was great. I think he's one of the best promo guys on Raw, and when you put that up against Goldberg, it's night and day, good and bad. The only thing I guess they did right with Goldberg's promo is that they kept it short and sweet, and he didn't have to talk too much. But even then, he still was just really bad. But Goldberg's really over with the crowd anyway, so I guess he can afford to. He can afford to. He can afford to cut a bad promo. But that's the last we see of either of these two, for the night, and for a go home show of a pay-per-view where they're about to face off for the biggest title on the brand. I don't agree with that decision. I think you need to have those two guys who are your main event on the show just a little bit more. But again, Kevin Owens doesn't address Chris Jericho really. He's comparing notes on how he's beaten everybody, and he brings up Jericho, but he doesn't really go into detail as to why or how he thinks of Jericho. So again, I don't know where that's going to go. I mean, I'm expecting a Chris Jericho interference in the title match, and we're going to see how that goes. We got a segment after that of the New Day handing out T-shirts, and it's really come to a point where anytime I see the New Day, it's going to be just bad. I thought they were funny for a long time. Now I think it's just kind of dried out humor. And again, every time I see them, it just reminds me that they don't have anything. The WWE does not have anything for them. And then you see who they're kind of matched up with. At first, when they come out to the ring, they're matched up with the Shining Stars. But then, of course, WWE has to pull off the Oscar snub that happened on Sunday night and recreate it in the Monday night. I hate it. It's cheesy. It's cheesy, and I know the New Day they're a cheesy character, and I get that, but it's just not entertaining. And then the Shining Stars, you think they're gonna have a match, but they don't. It's announced that they have a match with the Big Show, and they reveal on the Oscar card or whatever they call it, the envelope, that the New Day's real opponents are Jinder Mahal and Rusev. Now here's my thing. At least I haven't seen the New Day versus the Shining Stars a little bit too much. I've seen Rusev and Mahal versus New Day a couple times, I'm pretty sure. So this match doesn't really mean anything. Xavier Woods gets the pin on Jinder Mahal. After the match, Mahal is frustrated with Rusev. Rusev frustrated with Mahal. Hopefully that's the end of that little team, and Mahal can go back to main event or Superstars, because I got nothing for him. Backstage, you get Enzo and Cass talking about how pumped they are for their title match on Sunday against the Club. Enzo talking trash more, and then Big Cass actually comes to his senses here, and I found this interesting, but he tells Enzo to calm down because they've never won tag titles in the WWE, whether it's in NXT or whether it was on Monday Night Raw, and that's true. They really have no reason to feel that confident and to be talking trash. So Big Cass kind of tries to calm Enzo down, and it's here where I think Big Cass is really getting annoyed with Enzo, and I found that interesting only because, my head goes to, all right, they're dropping seeds to break this team up. I'm interested in seeing how that's going to play out. I don't expect anything to really happen, but I just found that was nice. It was interesting, definitely interesting. Also backstage, you have Samoa Joe running into Sheamus and Cesaro. If you've ever watched the Indies, Cesaro and Samoa Joe had big rivalry. It's a good promo. Really, it's pretty much sets up a match for Samoa Joe and Cesaro later in the night by Mick Foley. Speaking of Mick Foley, Stephanie McMahon backstage with Mick Foley. She apologizes to Mick Foley. You think for the way he was been treated by Stephanie recently, but it's actually she's apologizing for hiring him as general manager because she doesn't think he can do it anymore. Watching this, I thought Mick Foley was getting fired right here. But he's sticking around, but you can obviously see the writing on the wall. Mick Foley's not going to be there much longer. Probably after WrestleMania, we'll have a new Raw GM, and I can only imagine who it's going to be. It's true. Let's see, what else we got? Braun Strowman. Now, here's something that's awesome. We always have these contract signings for matches that kind of get set up randomly. The one I can think of that was actually was built from something was the CM Punk contract negotiation he did way back with Vince McMahon, where they started off the show saying he wants to have the first ever public contract negotiation. It sets up, it gives us a reason for the contract signing. I like that. I don't like when they randomly just have a contract signing. I mean, I get there's a match that you have to sign for, but it got old. So Braun Strowman comes to Mick Foley and says, I don't want action. I want a contract signing. This sets up a contract signing. This gives me a reason as to why they are having a contract signing with Roman Reigns. It's good. And we all know contract signings don't end cleanly. They end in a vicious brawl, and that's exactly what they get into. We'll dive more into that later. Samoa Joe also comes up to Mick Foley. Mick Foley is saying how he used to be a fan of Samoa Joe, now all of a sudden he's not, and he's Triple H's puppet, yada yada yada. Everybody's been calling Samoa Joe a puppet for the whole time he's been up on Raw, so nothing special there. Beth Phoenix going into Hall of Fame. I like it. I think she deserves it. It's rumored Kelly's going to induct her. Don't like it. Don't think she deserves it. And that's all of that. I don't know why you just don't have Edge, the husband of Beth Phoenix, to do it. But that's just me. I don't know. Anyway, cruiserweight action. Akira Tozawa defeating Noam Dar. I don't pay attention to the cruiserweights that much. I just started to ever since doing this podcast. I don't watch 205 Live. I don't get the Alicia Fox thing with Noam Dar. I know that she used to be with Swan. Now she's with Dar. The last time I checked in on those two, they were rivals. I'm assuming she made the turn from Swan to Dar. I don't know how it happened, but whatever. The best thing here, though, was before the match and Brian Kendrick's promo on Tozawa. He's a real good promo guy. I mean, he's been in the business for years, so it's not a surprise. But I'm just doing this whole cruiserweight thing when it started. I didn't expect any of them to really have promos, but Brian Kendrick gives great promos, and he makes it feel more real, for lack of a better word. Tozawa wins. He messed up a lot in the match, though. He had a couple botches. Afterwards, Brian Kendrick attacks him, saying telling Tozawa that he hopes he's learning his lesson. I believe there's a tag team match on the pre-show on Fastlane. Pretty sure it's a pre-show, but I don't know why it's just not a one-on-one fight between Kendrick and Tozawa. Whatever. Nia Jax, Charlotte, taking on Bayley and Sasha Banks. Before the match, Charlotte comes out. Bayley comes out. They go back and forth with promos. Then Sasha Banks comes out, sticks up for Bayley. I can totally just see this going as a heel turn for Sasha Banks. I feel like it's going to happen. Probably at Fastlane. That's how Charlotte gets the title. It was originally supposed to be Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke, but I guess they don't like Dana Brooke or something, and she's just there for show because Charlotte doesn't want her as her partner. So Nia Jax comes out. Now I'm going to stop there and talk about Dana Brooke for a minute because there is something to talk about. Dana Brooke and Emma used to be a little team down in NXT. I know for a fact that we are not seeing Emma anytime soon. I don't see why you don't put Emma back in NXT for a little bit. Put Dana Brooke with her. Because in NXT, they were a formidable team and actually entertaining to watch. You don't have anything for Dana Brooke. You don't have anything for Emma, obviously. Emma's missed. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty sure it's been over a year. So send them back to NXT just to get ring rust off, A. B, just to give these guys something to do because Dana Brooke isn't doing anything with Charlotte. My opinion. This is a good women's match. Charlotte and Nia Jax win with Nia Jax leg drop on Bayley. Just impressive though. I mean, it reminds me of Yokozuna's leg drop. Just crushes your head, and it's good. So then the crowd seemed into it, which is nice. I didn't think they would be. After that, you got Sasha and Bayley backstage. Stephanie McMahon comes up. Sasha's saying she's going to have Bayley's back, but Stephanie has other plans. She makes Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax at Fastlane. My thoughts on that? I'm thinking Sasha loses later in the night between Bayley and Charlotte. Sasha comes out, calls Bayley the title, with the reasoning that Sasha had Bayley's back, but Bayley never had Sasha's back. So, I mean, I feel like that's the only logical way to turn Sasha heel, if that's in fact what they're gonna do. But I could be wrong. I'm not usually, but it could be. Next, we get Big Cass versus Luke Gallows, and this was not interesting, just like the rest of the show. There's no reaction for Enzo and Cass. I don't know how it maybe it was in like at the show, but across TV it just didn't seem like there was any reaction whatsoever. Big Cass wins with a big boot. Enzo actually got some offense in on Carl Anderson, which I don't expect ever outside the ring. That helps. So that's good. Then we have this rando of a match between Sheamus and Titus O'Neil. I must have missed something because I don't know how this match got set up. I know WWE doesn't really take time in setting them up, but yeah, I have no idea how this came about. This was very random. I mean, Sheamus didn't mention it when he was with Cesaro, so this is weird. All I know is that Sheamus kicked the crap out of Titus O'Neil with that bro kick, but yet Sheamus had some type of a shiner, or there was yellow bruising under his eye, and I don't know if that was from the beginning of the match when Titus O'Neil like ruthlessly kicked him in the head, but it was short and sweet. Sheamus wins with the bro kick. Nothing special there. Now we have the segment of the night. Seth Rollins comes out for the interview, and it was great. I don't know if he's selling. I don't know if he's really that hurt. But either way, it made for a better segment. I don't think Corey Graves is the best interviewer. He's a great commentator, but I don't know. I mean, they were talking like they were buddies, which I don't know if they are or not. But I'd rather have someone like Renee Young do this, or even that Charlie Caruso girl. But Corey Graves, I don't think is a real great interviewer. I am sure people disagree with me, but that's just my thoughts. There were some CM Punk chants during this segment, and that's kind of... I understand the CM Punk chants if there's something like boring going on, but this is a segment that is possibly leading to a main event match at WrestleMania. We don't know if that's going to happen. One thing I can say, the WWE has done a really good job at leaving that option of Seth Rollins and Triple H open, and they've also left it wide open for it not to happen. Seth Rollins says that the doctors have said that he's unlikely to be cleared by Mania. Triple H comes out, says he will not be at WrestleMania or compete at WrestleMania. Samoa Joe is right behind Seth Rollins, and that ticks Seth Rollins off to the point where he says he will be at WrestleMania. So you got Triple H saying he's not going to be there, Rollins saying he will be there, Rollins saying he's unlikely to be cleared. You got a whole bunch of ways you can go with this, and that is the best thing that you can do with an injury like this. They can make it however they want, and that's pretty good. And it's so interesting how they can make it they can do whatever they want, and they don't usually they don't usually pull that kind of stuff off. So kudos to them for that. And I mean, I'm hoping that he's cleared. I don't necessarily want to see Seth Rollins versus Triple H. I'm sure Triple H wrestles once a year. Yeah, it's a special attraction, but I don't know. Seth Rollins versus Triple H, I'm not a fan of it. Big Show defeated Shining Stars. I don't really need to say anything here. Shining Stars get a tiny bit of offense, and Big Show knocks them out. That's it. Done deal. What I will say is that I really hope Big Show has something special for WrestleMania, because it does not look like Shaquille O'Neal is going to be part of WrestleMania. I don't know if I read it on Twitter or somewhere else, but he said that he doubts it. Not on his end, but I guess on WWE's end, they're not making it happen. Maybe they saw what shape he was in and decided to change their minds. I hope that wasn't the case, because then, you're just going to put the Big Show in a battle royal to get eliminated by Braun Strowman, which is also another big mistake, but I don't want to get angry and get into it because it's, I'm not over it. It's whatever. Jack Gallagher, I always mess that up. Jack Gallagher and TJ Perkins against Tony Nese and Neville. The best part of this match was the return package for Austin Aries, and Austin Aries asking Cole if he likes his package. That was great. I died. That was awesome. I can't wait for Austin Aries to come back. One of the reasons being is because I haven't seen him in action. I didn't watch him in TNA or anywhere else. I did see him in an NXT show in Upper Darby, where he teamed with Finn Balor, and I love the way his ring work is. So I'm excited to see him back. We got Samoa Joe versus Cesaro. It was a good match. It wasn't anything like their indies, but this did two things. A, showed just how strong Cesaro is, and I know we've seen how strong he is, but when you can gut wrench Samoa Joe, that's damn good. I was expecting them to try the Cesaro swing. I don't think I saw them even attempt it, but if they could have pulled that off, that would have been something else. So that is one thing that established here in this match. Second thing is, after the match, Samoa Joe won, gets interviewed at the stage by Charlie Caruso, and then Sami Zayn comes out of nowhere and attacks him. This sets up a match for Fastlane. Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn. This is going to be another good match. I mean, so far, the match with Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe, good. The Cesaro match, good. Nothing wrong with it. I think Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn is going to be the best match on that card. And it's weird that Sami Zayn is in this position now. You thought he was going for the U.S. title, but I get with this Jericho thing, that's not going to happen. So interesting to see if he's ever going to get that match. I guess not, because I'm assuming they would be building towards Jericho and Owens after Fastlane, but we'll see. So then we have the final segment of the night, the contract signing between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, and Mick Foley comes out, opens the segment up, and then Braun Strowman wastes no time coming out, runs down Mick Foley. Mick Foley starts yelling, and he's really good when he's angry. He's very believable. I wouldn't, if I were his kid, I would not want to be yelled at by this man. He's scary. He's even scarier with long hair. I don't even want to imagine it. But he's really good here. And Bayley has the I've talked about how Bayley has the ability to make you cry, make you have like a feel-good story, feel-good moment for yourself. Mick Foley, man, he makes you feel bad for him. He can make you feel bad for him. And when Braun Strowman is just running him down, saying he doesn't respect him anymore, and Mick Foley just has his head down like this, I felt for him. And that's really says something about him, because I feel like, I don't know, like maybe he took some of that to heart. Like, not just his character, but his real self. I feel like he took that to heart. Maybe there's some truth to that. But anyway, while this is all happening, Roman Reigns is coming down, and we can forget about the contract signing because Braun Strowman is meeting him outside the ring, not even letting Roman Reigns get in the ring. They brawl. Roman Reigns spears Strowman through the barricade, spears him through a freaking security guard, a twig, almost like my size. And if you know my size, I'm scrawny as hell. Feel bad for the security guard. I don't know if that was planned. I doubt it. Roman Reigns goes in the ring, goes to sign the contract. Braun Strowman rises from the rubble, as Michael Cole will say. Chucks Roman Reigns into the ring post. The top ring post collapses, comes apart. Reigns sells it like so well. And then Strowman leaves without signing the contract, and then while he's up at the stage, Reigns signs the contract. I mean, I don't know. I might have missed Strowman signing a contract, but I feel like maybe it was all just a ploy to get Roman Reigns out there so he can beat his ass, which he did. And they, again, I can't say it enough that they are building Braun Strowman so well, almost too good to be true. Because after watching this, I didn't think, man, Strowman is going to win this match. I thought Roman Reigns is going to come from behind a la Cena and win this match. I hope that doesn't happen. But then again, you don't have anything for Braun Strowman to do at WrestleMania other than a battle royal, which the past few years has meant nothing. I mean, Cesaro won it. Nothing really happened with him. They didn't push him. Big Show won it. Nothing. Last year, Baron Corbin won it, and he, there's still hope for him. He's doing actually pretty well on SmackDown. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, guys, that was Raw. Nothing special, like I said. I think the go-home shows should be special, but they're not, unfortunately. They haven't been for a long time. I am hoping that the next Raw go-home show, which is for WrestleMania, will be great, because I will be there. I'm going to that Raw. That Raw is in Philly. I am going there. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I will be there watching Raw, seeing everybody. Hopefully that will happen. I'll probably give you a podcast on how my experience was at Raw, which will be fun. Be fun to do. See, a couple things. Guys, next Monday, I'm going to be on the Broadcast podcast with my buddies Nick Cullen, Topher McCann, James Morozen. It's just, us goofing off, having fun, talking about a whole bunch of stuff. And also, they're giving me a chance to tell other listeners about my podcast. I appreciate the heck out of it. They don't have to do that. They decide to do that. I appreciate it a lot. So be sure to check that out. I'm sure there will be a link. I know it's on iTunes. You got to listen to it. It's a great show. And you'll laugh your ass off. Tonight, SmackDown. We're going to have a review show afterwards. Hopefully I'll have a better appearance. I feel like crap right now. Yeah, guys. So, again, Saturday, I'm definitely watching UFC. I'm definitely going to bring you a show. Don't know when, really. Hopefully Saturday. Probably not Saturday night. I'll probably be drinking. Sunday morning, depending on the hangover, I don't know. So that's going to happen. Monday, we'll have another Raw podcast. Fastlane, we'll have the podcast. And then next week, SmackDown. Also, I do hope to have a couple of other shows. I need your feedback, though. What would you like to see? I want to do a show for you every other day, not just twice a week. What would you like to see me talk about? I would like for it to be about the wrestling, but I'm open to suggestions. I want to give you guys a show every other day just so I can get more used to this podcasting thing. I can get more used to talking on camera. So anything you guys can suggest, please let me know, and I'll bring it to you. I'll do my best to bring it to you. I'd be open to talking about, any type of sports, maybe. UFC, obviously, I'm open to talk about. WWE, I'm obviously open to talk about. Any subject on WWE. It could be past, present, future, anything. Please let me know so I can, get these to you guys more often. But other than that, guys, I got nothing else for you. It's about 5 after 8. SmackDown started. I'm going to get to watching that and bring you another podcast in a couple hours. So, guys, enjoy SmackDown. If you're watching it, have fun, and most importantly, have a great night.